Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be taking a continued trip down memory lane when it comes to old music videos from the 90s and 2000s. Much like the video I just dropped today, it took a while because of copyright and stuff. Long story short, we're back, we're in the saddle, and we're going to get this done again. We're going to be reacting to the 3 videos that were major smashes. Alright, so the first one we're going to be reacting to is Soundgarden, Black Hole Sun. Now, Nirvana, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, and Pearl Jam all came out of Seattle, and they were legends in their time. Like their lead singers, the second you hear their voices, you immediately know which one of the 4 bands it is. You know, whether it be Kurt Cobain with Nirvana, Chris Cornell for Soundgarden and Audioslave, he was the frontman for both of those bands, Lane Staley, or Pearl Jam with Eddie Vedder. Now, the second they open their mouths, you know who it is, right? You know the voice immediately. So let's get into it. Now I really want you to set in on their voice. Just let it take you for a ride, because it will. You can get lost in there.
In my eyes, indisposed, in disguises no one knows, has the face lies the snake in the sun. In my disgrace, boiling heat, the summer stench, neath the black the sky looks dead. Call my name through Black hole sun, won't you come, wash away the rain. Black hole sun, won't you come, won't you come, won't you come. Stuttering, cold and damp, steal the warm wind, tired friend.
As you can tell, the video is absolutely nuts. Like, unless you're tripping on acid right now, this video makes no sense to you. None. And that was a lot of rock bands in the 90s. Like, you could listen to the song and have a completely different, like, perception of what the song's about. And then you watch the video and you're like, I was so far off. I have no idea what I just watched. And that's where we're at with this right now.
Times are gone for honest men, and sometimes far too long for snakes. In my shoes, walking sleep. In my youth, I pray to keep heaven send hell away. No one sings like you anymore. Won't you come, wash away the rain.
absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. To watch the video and listen to the song, like two different things. Like you can't make sense of what you're looking at, right? But if you close your eyes and you just sit there and listen to the voice, it's transcendent. It's ridiculous. The 90s were weird when it came to videos. I'm telling you. That was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love Soundgarden. All right. Now, before we get really into the next one, I want to just give a shout out to all the people that subscribed to me in this last week. There's been a lot of you, and it is absolutely amazing, surprising, and a blessing. So if you have the push, head over to my Patreon and subscribe there. You get more videos, behind the scenes looks, and you get entered in a sweepstakes for this little homie. It's a Tamagotchi. It's Latin for waste of timer. But it is a lot of fun to dink around with, and you can show your kids how old you are. It's great, right? Anyway, let's move on to the next song. What do we got? Perfect Circle. Now, I want you to know that I have never seen this video, and I don't think I've ever heard the song. So this is a raw reaction for me.
Oh, so many ways for me to show you how your Savior has abandoned you. Fuck your God, your Lord, your Christ.
That was a little aggressive, I think. Fuck your God. I mean, jeez. It's a melatonin, man. Chill out.
Still you pray, never stray, never thought to question why. It's not like you killed someone. It's not like you drove a hateful spirit to his side. Praise the one who left you broken down and paralyzed. He did it all for you.
So far, love the music, love the vocals. It's very, very 90s. Right? Long hair, gray tones. It's great. I love it. A couple of the lyrics were a little iffy, but, you know, it's the 90s, so we're going to let it slide.
Yeah.
Can I just say, girls that play bass are freaking hot. Freaking hot. And I just gotta say, back when she was flipping her hair up real quick before the main beat came back in, that was sexy. That was sexy. She got that done pretty quick to drop that last boom. Love this band. I'd never heard them before, but I'm gonna definitely look them up now. Especially because I think it's really cool that, especially in the 90s, that you had mixed male-female bands. You know? Especially like MTV. Okay, pantomiming big tits when explaining MTV, probably not smart. Feminists will probably kill me. Shut up, Karen. You'll be alright. Just saying. I respect female musicians. Wow, that was really good. I really enjoyed that. I didn't think I would, because there's not a lot of bands that come out of the late 90s, rock bands, that I can honestly say that I listened to a lot, other than, you know, the mythic bands. But who'd have thought? Perfect Circle, huh? I'll have to throw them on the list of things to listen to on my phone. That was really good. I liked it. All right, let's get into what's next. Okay, quick story. First time I ever heard this song, I was at my grandma's house. I was watching the MTV Countdown. This was like number 3 on the list at the time. And I was in the other room making myself a sandwich, like every person should be when great music comes on. And I heard this, and I literally stopped mid-sandwich. And for a big guy to stop mid-sandwich, it's got to be pretty good, right? This brought me back to the living room and away from my sandwich. Let that sink in. I just want to go outright and say right now that if you or someone you know is dealing with abuse, let somebody know. Call somebody. I mean, hell, comment me. Let me know your address. Come over there and beat the shit out of them. No problem. Me and my crew will come through and destroy his life or her life. Most likely his. Just saying.
Something inside me that pulls beneath the surface, consuming, confusing. This lack of self-control I fear is never ending.
This is one of those songs that when it came out, it was a big hit because there was a lot of bullying going on at the time in schools. I can say I was bullied from basically elementary school clear through my junior year, I think. And that was because I was really fat. Like, really, really fat. Like, the 300 plus fan page fat, right? But I got really, really sick and lost like 170 pounds because got to a point where I was like, I can't take this. Okay, so backstory, I have epilepsy. I was taking a medication that was making me gain weight, right? So I went to my neurologist. I said, I don't want any part of this anymore. I'm tired of being fat. I'm tired of feeling like I can't do anything. Get me off of it and get me on something else. Stat. So about the same time I came off of the med that I was on and got really, really sick with pneumonia, I also started eating basically nothing but boiled chicken and water nonstop, right? And by the end of the summer, I had lost almost probably 180 pounds, right? So I was down at like the 185, 200 mark by the time I started school again. And then my whole world flipped upside down because now nobody even really recognized me, because before I was wearing shirts that I got from Tacoma Tent Tarp Awning and Canvas. And now I was wearing shit from, like, now this is going to date me, Hollister, Aeropostale, American Eagle. I was wearing stuff like that because I was preppy, right? I played sports. Like, for instance, the football, I was the defensive line. That's how big I was. That's a lie. I did not play football. But I could have.
Controlling, I can't seem to find myself again. My walls are closing in.
Not a sense of confidence. I'm convinced that there's just too much pressure to take.
I felt this way before. So insecure. Against my will, I stand beside my own reflection. It's haunting how I can't seem to find myself again. My walls are closing in.
Not a sense of confidence. I'm convinced that there's just too much pressure to take.
I felt this way before. So insecure.
Love it. Love that song. Oh my God. Chester Bennington's voice is so good. So good. And when we lost Chris Cornell, I guess Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington were really, really close. Like, they hung out all the time. It was a huge impact on Chester Bennington. And after Chris took his own life, we didn't have Chester much longer after that before he took his on. And I don't know if it was just because of the fact that losing Chris took that big of a toll on his life that he just couldn't come back, or if it was just the stress of being on tour, being an entertainer, being just someone that everybody idolizes that got to him. You know, it's real lonely when you're famous, surprisingly, right? I wouldn't know nothing about that, but I have watched a lot of documentaries on celebrities that talk about how lonely they are after they get fame. You know, you can't just go hang out with friends anymore. You can't just go to the movies. You know, it's a very lonely life they lead. You know, in a very, very public life. So if you're struggling with depression, anxiety, whatever, and like me, I can hide it. You know what I mean? I can stomach it and not have to deal with it. Whereas somebody like Chester or Chris or Kurt or Lane, you know, those guys, they have to deal with it in public. You know, they got people constantly scrutinizing them, constantly. So every little uptick or low point in their life is fully televised in front of everybody. And that can be a lot to handle. You know? And I just feel like we got lucky that we were able to have him as long as we did. Because he was a resounding voice in the millennials' lives, right? It was just great to see. All right, guys, well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, head on over to my Patreon and log in, sign up, do whatever you got to do, be part of my crew. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to hear or listen to, and I'll do that reaction. I have no problem taking requests. I only have a couple songs that I just absolutely hate and I will not do. Seven Nation Army and The Reason are by Hoobastank. I will not do. Those are, oh God. I hate those songs. I mean, I hate those songs. Alright. Like I said, I appreciate you guys coming out today and checking me out. If you want to mash that little subscribe button, it's somewhere. I still have no idea where this frickin' button is when coming to point to it. It's like, I think it's like right down there, right down Chowner. And then up here, like there is the like button. Hit that one too. Oh, and then if you could turn notifications on, which is somewhere around the screen is the notification button. Turn that one on too. Do me a solid. All right, I appreciate it. You guys have a good day, and we'll talk to you later.
You depend my weakness, satisfying you while I keep